talk about your characters, and we'll go along the line about what attracted you for this in your particular films, what the character meant to you and why you wanted to have this role?
The idea of having to interrogate these guys, you know, in that environment that existed post 9/11, which was very aggressive and very emotional, and you know, and fraught with a lot of passion from, you know, the government, from the population, from the people involved, and the fact that there was still a lot of threats going on. You know, it was still, you know, 9/11 had happened, but there was still a lot of threats coming in. It just really got me hard. You know, I thought, how do you break a guy down? How do you get what you want from a man? You know, how do you create a relationship with somebody you're going to be spending a lot of time with? You know, and when you interrogate somebody, it's not like it's over. You know, you know these people for, you know, years to come. You spend a lot of time. You play cards. You waterboard.
You play cards and waterboard with them?
Yeah. You know, and I read a lot of therapy books, Irving Yalom, a lot of psychotherapy, you know, about really creating a relationship here in the now so that they can lean on you, they can trust you, you get to know them, they depend upon you. You know, I mean, you really...
Then you waterboard them.
Then you waterboard. You waterboard them, you know, you walk...
But you play cards with them, like to soften them up?
Yeah, you play a lot of cards. I mean, you just hang out with them, you know, I mean, you bring them a book.
Me and Jake Gyllenhaal, who's in the movie, we didn't get along very well, like, in the beginning. So
As actors?
Yeah, I was like, shit. We're supposed to be playing brothers, you know what I mean? And he grew up way different, you know, he grew up like both of his parents are like, you know, in the business. Him and his sister are nominated. Me, my dad works at a factory. I used to work at a factory. My brother's a cop. And so there wasn't a lot to relate to.
Man, I still can't believe that I was a part of the project because I was such a fan of the book, On the Road, and everything beat from Kerouac to Ginsberg to Burroughs. And it was 4 years, you know, of trying to prep this. I signed on in 2007.
Oh, wow.
So it's, at that point, because I'd liked this project so much and was in such disbelief, I just told Walter that I wouldn't do another film until we did this.
I've got a history of playing the sort of the odd man out, and so a good guy Catholic priest. What an idea! I thought. I liked the script. It came the regular way through my agent. I liked the script. I think I knew that John Hawkes was in it and Helen Hunt. It was sort of a no-brainer as a week's work. And I have a soft spot for films that involve people with disabilities, because I did a movie a long, long time ago, and I started working with United Cerebral Palsy. And it's so, perhaps I had a predisposition to like this story.
I like the fact that he was hiding something in his personal life or professional life, and he did that for a living, disguised other things. I thought that was pretty intriguing. He's a very well-respected makeup man, and it was a terrific script, and they were willing to hire me.
That's always the deciding factor.
Yeah.
Michael, you talking about research. You talked about going on those ride-alongs. Now, you did like 4 or 5 months before shooting started?
Yeah, I did it for 5 months, and I didn't really know how I was going to play this guy. Right before that, I got through doing a comedy, 30 minutes or less, and then one with Ben Stiller or whatever, so my head wasn't really in the drama. But it was funny, like, because you have this idea of what like police officers are. I mean, you know who they really are, and I didn't want to do like the typical thing, because to me that would be boring. So I thought these ride-alongs were really important. We did like 3 every week.
What makes a movie brilliant is when you get two people who are supposed to love each other and don't, in fact, love each other, but they make it work. You flip it around. You can find something really truthful out of that relationship.
When a director gives you a great part and gives it to you, for me it always feels like, somebody pulling a thorn out of the dog's paw. You know, I'm the dog, and it's just like I'm forever grateful. You know, I mean, and when it's given so beautifully, you just want to give back.
Walter was so great within having us sort of learn everything we could about the actual people, and then throwing it all away, because since this was made with spontaneity, now let's have the freedom to fly.
You're the public,
and so, yeah, and so there was, and that's why improvise was improvisation was such a big thing.
And John, working with Ben, obviously, his first 2 films were so terrific, The Town and Gone Baby Gone. Did you get a sense that this is a guy who really knows what he's doing and is
Very competent, very prepared, and very brings an air of confidence to the set. But to me, it was the passion that he had for the project that thought, well, maybe I'll learn all my lines for this.
Did you?
Interesting story.
I realized I have a very big head. Like physically, I was like, wow, look at the noggin. And then I see my kid, and I was like, he's got a noggin too, That's about it.
You marvel that you can age 5 years in a 6-month period. You don't know how it happened, but one film ago you looked 50 and suddenly you look 70. I have to see a film twice. The first time I just stare in horror at my own visage, and then the second time I can kind of watch it.
We rehearsed for 5 months, with the scenes and everything. And I don't think there's one scene that we didn't do at least 100 times.
wow?
There's something about, if you have the time and the director's got the patience of leaving that last, even 35% that you want to find in the moment with the other actor, where there's going to be no apologies, there's no stop-start or discussing something, that it's just like, we mightn't like each other at the end of the scene. Just finding something where it's just like, I don't know what's going to happen, so that you can, it can leave any kind of control that you have. There was a couple of takes where I did get very, very aggressive. Not in terms of rah, 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 but in terms of, say, kicking the chair out. And then Catherine walked up and said, dude, you cannot do that, Jason. That's going to hurt him.
I don't know if it's just because they're French financiers that, really trusted Walter, but all the car stunts and everything, that was me driving with all the cast in the car.
It's the last day of the shoot, and I remember David Ayer. We just talked to him before that, and 20 minutes later he writes a 3-page scene, and it's about me telling him take care of this woman, because if not, I'm going to kick your ass. And it's one of the ones that we didn't rehearse 100 times. I had the page right then and there, but it's that good feeling of hopefully pulling it off. You know what I mean? Like in the last very little bit.
I think cocaine dealers get a bad rap. I had to do very specific things very rapidly, so it wasn't dreamy. But no, we got done. We had a good bunch of guys there, Cheadle and Bruce Greenwood, and Denzel was out of it, but we had a lot of fun.
This great work everywhere. Do you find that it's difficult choosing projects, and sometimes is the TV stuff better than the film stuff these days? Bill, I know we were talking about that.
I get so many offers. It's really hard to choose.
Thank you for being here.
I think the best stuff being done anywhere is being done on television.
John, would you want to go back?
I think you should watch television every day for 15 or 16 hours.
And you can't have too much sugar. That's a myth.